I'm going to jump straight in here, Virgo. Happy April. It's April 2020. Dadhichi here from astrology.com.au. Straight in there, we see the moon and the ascending node in your 11th house, redefining your relationships. That's also shown by Mercury here in the first 1 or 2 days of the month, transiting your 7th house with idealistic Neptune. That can also be deceptive Neptune. It can be confusing Neptune. So it's up to you to use that energy and don't be silly. Look at people for who they are, not through your rose-coloured glasses this month. And that goes for your nearest and dearest relationships. It's going to be important you keep your eye out here, firstly, with the exalted sun in your 8th house of shared resources and intimacy. Mercury is going to make contact in this area. And I think that's going to be around the same time as this moon swings around here to its brightest phase. That's called the full moon. That takes place on the 8th of April here in the finance sector. So this is how we get a bit of a deeper understanding where these transits are going to play out. You see, because the sun's in the shared resources area, moon there on the 8th makes its full moon position known, and the moon is actually the 11th ruler of profit. So I'm going to say that after the 8th you might start to feel some clarity on your finances if you've been in no man's land at that time. You've got this other very, very important transit of Saturn moving into the 6th house of service, work, day-to-day routine. And I'm happy to say that Mars, the enemy of Saturn, crossed over there. We were talking about that last month. Things are opening up here. 6th house is a good position for all of these planets, but we don't want the malefic planets, there's Mars and Saturn, ill-associated Mercury, weak moon, to be too close to each other in that place. So here we see them separating a little bit. It gives you a redirection of your energies for work. And you see the moon now around the 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th will start to make contact here with this power combination of Jupiter-Pluto. I think for you that's going to actually release a whole lot of creative energy. But you've got to know how to direct that, Virgo, because as I said, you're going to see there on the 15th, there's that combination. It can make you rather obsessive. So you'll need a lot of space at that time. Best to be on your own rather than being with other people. You're going to see how far people fall short of the standards that you set at that time. There's the problematic point there, the midpoint, as I've been saying to some of the other star signs. That midpoint between Mars and Saturn, even though Mars and Saturn aren't together, the midpoint of the moon's transit there will cause some problem, and that could have to do with your health. There's some frustrations, no doubt, still lingering there. That moon transit is going to trigger that around the 15th and 16th. It moves away from there, and thank goodness. I think that's going to leave you well enough alone to just get on with the work. That's also a problem with your co-workers. There may be differences of opinion. You may be frustrated with the pace at which things are going. You may be very, very reactive. But this is more of a passive aggression with the protocols in place. You've got to be patient here at this time, because we see there that transit of the moon with Neptune, which is where Mercury was earlier. Mercury is an intellectual planet. Moon is an emotional planet. So the emotions are starting to get very idealistic. You're starting to see maybe what no one else can see. Be careful of that. I think this also comes down to an idealistic difference. A difference in political, religious, I guess sociological beliefs. Here we see that taking place on the 23rd, or right, taking place, well, at least that manifesting with the new moon here in the 9th house next to Uranus. Your ideas are very different right now. Sometimes it's better to keep your ideas to yourself. There's an old saying, think as you like, but do as others do. So you've got to be careful maybe at this time. Keep your thinking to yourself. Formulate ways in which you can present your ideas to others in a way that's a lot more palatable. Around the 26th, the moon makes a nice conjunction here with your friendly planet, Venus. Here we can see the sentimental, emotional, and creative aspects of these planets, and the imagination too, which is the moon, playing out here in the air sign of Gemini in your 10th house, career sector. I said to you that the very last day or two of the month will finish up exactly where it began. The moon will be here with that strong ascending node, the north node, in your 11th house of friendships, profitability, and vision. This is a strong desire house for you, and it shows us that you are returning to that concept of where it is you are, what it is you want to do. Yet the nodes are all about your spiritual aspirations and practical aspirations as well. That's also shown here by these 3 planets in the earth sign of Taurus, which triangulate your sun sign depending on the date you're born. So all good, all nice. See Mars sufficiently away. And next month we're going to get into this in a little bit more depth, see where it's taking us. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to see the sort of tail end of this global crisis. Stay well, but until then, take a look at the new look astrology.com.au. We've got a new page, a couple of pages actually, the weekly horoscopes and the personal natal report, a more detailed report, no cost. You can print that out, pardon me, and I hope you'll join me there. Drop me a line, subscribe. If you want a personal reading, I'm always here for you on that note. And look after yourselves till next month. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye now.